to the king of violence, the Platinum One, who's evolving and maturing in front of our eyes. He's now a husband, a father, but make no mistake about it, he's one of the toughest SOBs on the planet. Had a great run in the UFC, transferred over to bare knuckle fighting, and he has beaten every big name that has come his way. Michael Venom Page, Eddie Alvarez, Luke Rockhold, Thiago Alves. He has beaten them all, and he has bloodied them all. Now he enters the pro boxing route. He steps up to fight Jake Paul, and he tries to be the first MMA fighter to beat Jake Paul. He's the one and only, a resident of Florida, Platinum Mike Perry, everyone. Make some noise for Platinum Mike Perry, the one and only, the often imitated, the never duplicated, one of one. Is he rocking the chain? He is. My man Mike, good to see you. And the Versace hat too. He's been putting on a show all week, and I can't wait to see how things unfold here today. Finally, last but not least, let us say hello to the face of MVP. Let us say hello to the man who, like I said, 4-0 against those MMA fighters. 2 great knockouts, first-round knockouts in his last 2 fights. Supposed to fight Mike Tyson on July 20th. That fight not happening until November, and so he could have sat back and just waited. He said, nah, let me fight this guy, this crazy SOB, this guy that everyone says he wouldn't fight. Let's say hello, everyone, to El Gallo de Dorado. Let's say hello to the problem child, the one and only, the disruptor, Jake Paul. 9-1, 6 knockouts. The co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, Jake Paul, in the house. Great to see him.
Want to get this W, baby.
Making us all smell so very good, and he's got his mascots here with him. I'm glad to see that they're okay after yesterday's incident. I was a little bit worried about that, but glad to see that everyone is feeling good, safe and sound. All right, let's get into things, guys, and let us start with you, Jake. Interesting scene yesterday. Mike beat up your mascot. Did he make things personal when he did that?
Nah, it is what it is. You know, he's going to have to pay for that on Saturday night. And at the end of the day, it's great promo for W at Walmart. Get it today. That's all it is. So thank you, Mike, honestly, for the promo. But on Saturday, he is going to have to pay for that. He took out an employee, little body shop. But, hey, Saturday night is where all the answers and the truth comes out.
You're going to have to pay for that, sir.
Mike, like I said, and it's great to see you, 4-0 he is against the MMA fighters. Do you feel like you are representing MMA here? Do you have to right the wrong here? Do you have to get the win for not only yourself, but the community, the sport, finally beat this man so that he can stop fighting these MMA fighters and beating them?
I'm doing it for everybody, for me, for the fans, for BKFC, for MMA, you know, just mainly for me because I believe in myself and my boxing ability. I'm a brawling boxing mug, so I'm ready to get in the ring with Jake and have some fun. And it's SOG. Don't talk about my mom like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I thought that was Andre Ward.
No, you said I'm an SOB.
Well, I just meant tough. I didn't mean...
Son of a gun is more preferable.
I apologize.
Thank you, sir. No, it's okay.
Mrs. Perry, I apologize. Is she here? Because I'll personally apologize.
She'll be here tomorrow night.
I'll do that.
Or Saturday night, sorry.
My apologies to her. Speaking of BKFC, earlier today, Jake, in beautiful Marbella, Spain, there was a press conference, and this fight came up. I don't know if you saw the clip, but Conor McGregor, who's a owner now of BKFC, was hyping up Mike, called you Michael Perry, said you're doing great things, and he's rooting for you, and he said that Mike is fighting a little dweeb on Saturday. I'm wondering if you saw that clip and if you have a response to what Conor had to say.
Well, first of all, he's big upping the BKFC, but you're going to see what I'm going to do to their best fighter on Saturday night. I'm going to embarrass their whole entire league. This guy has no skill. Those are just brawler, idiot, street fighter dudes who have no idea what the sweet science is. And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Don't clap for him. He's a disrespectful punk. Those men and women fight for their families over there. They put it all on the line and they get in that ring and they put on shows for the fans. Conor said my name was self-proclaimed, but they gave me the title of King of Violence, and my tequila is going to be better than his whiskey when that comes out. That was the drop of my brand that's coming out soon, is the Platinum Tequila, and I was an owner first in that company.
Will you be walking out with the belt, the King of Violence belt, on Saturday?
My team will have my trophy with me, yes.
Okay. Can't wait for that. Great stuff, guys. And by the way, the media will be able to ask all the fighters questions as well. But I want to give some love to some of the other fighters. And Amanda, we will ask you a question or two. She's been saying a lot about you going into this fight. Dare I say some things a little bit disrespectful. Have you heard some of these comments? And if so, how do you feel about them?
Listen, I don't pay attention to that. That doesn't win fights. That doesn't pay my bills. I go out, I train hard, I fight hard, and you'll see Saturday night.
Stevie, massive opportunity for you, and I believe you have said, I'm paraphrasing here, but she's one of the weaker fighters at the top of the pound-for-pound ranks. Could you expand on those comments? Are these just fighting words, or is this what you truly believe?
Oh yeah, I'm not being disrespectful at all. I'm just stating facts. If I had to pick any of the fighters at the top, Amanda Serrano is the one I would choose, mainly because she's going to make me look good. Her fighting style is going to bring out the best in me. And again, no disrespect, but she's on her way out. She could have retired 2 years ago and been remembered forever.
Do you think she's looking past you because she has this big Katie Taylor fight coming up in November?
Who she is, I don't think she looks past any opponent, but she shouldn't be for sure.
Well, one thing for sure, I am a professional, been in this game for 15 years. This is my 5th year fight, and I never overlooked any opponent.
All right. Great stuff there. Looking forward to that fight. That's going to be the co-main event on Saturday. H2O Silv, like I said, still just 20 years young, my man, but you are a veteran to these big fights. You've been here before. Some might say that your opponent on Saturday is your toughest test today. A little bit older, a little bit more experience. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that assessment. And he's definitely undefeated. We all see that. He has a good resume, fought a few good fighters. So this would be one of my biggest challenges, and I'm excited to put my skill set to the test.
A question for my Canadian brother, Lucas. This is a big opportunity, and I've seen some interviews with you where you've been saying, like, you want the big fight, you want the big stage. Well, you're getting it on Saturday. When you got the call about this opportunity, what went through your mind?
I knew it was the time, and yeah, like you said, I've been waiting for an opportunity like this, a big opportunity, a big stage. You know, thank you to MVP for the opportunity. This is obviously my toughest fight, his toughest fight. We got 2 undefeated fighters. It's going to be a great fight.
You impressed with him?
Yeah, he's a great athlete, great fighter.
Do you know a lot about Lucas H2O and what you've seen from him? What's your assessment of him?
To be honest, I don't know a lot. I usually leave that to my team to do the homework. I just go in there and execute. But from what I saw, he's very fundamentally sound. He has a good right hand. I think that's his best attribute on his side of the field. But me fighting against fighters growing up, I definitely could see a lot of openings in there.
Okay, can't wait for that fight. I think it's going to be incredible. Now, also can't wait for this rematch. Corey, your first fight was a great one back in February of this year. And I'm just wondering, split draw, no one wants that. You don't want that. You are both still unbeaten as a result. I'm just wondering, what are some of the lessons that you learned from that first fight that you are going to look to apply in this fight on Saturday in the rematch?
I'd say don't take anything for granted. You know, you might think that you're in the lead, or you might think that you're winning the fight, but at the end of the day, the judge is the one that decides that. So you got to really go out there and take what's yours.
Tony, same question for you, because it's such a great fight on paper, and the first one obviously was very fun, and there's a bit of expectations to live up to now because it was so action-packed. What lessons did you learn from that first fight back in February?
From the first fight, I just learned that I need to run more. You know what I mean? If my condition would have been a little bit up, it wouldn't have been even close enough for them to even try to call it a draw. You know what I mean? But Saturday we will right that wrong, like they said. You know, because it was the wrong decision. But we will make sure they know on Saturday.
You think you deserve to win on the night back in February?
Most definitely.
Did you think you deserved to win back in February?
Oh, absolutely, and everybody who saw that fight know what it is too.
Okay, I like it. Crescent City, going up against Orlando. This is great. And finally, Uriah, good to see you again. It has been a while. We last saw you back in 2022 after that win over Le'Veon Bell. How did this opportunity come about for you? Because we obviously initially heard that Julio was going to fight Darren Till on that July 20th card. Darren unavailable, and you appeared. So how did this opportunity come about?
Simple. My coach just called me about it, and I said, let me think about it, and I just jumped on it.
How come you have not fought since that fight against Le'Veon in October of 2022?
Just hanging out, being a civilian, just doing normal stuff. But as an athlete, as a warrior, you still have those tendency. And from time to time I get a little bored. I'm like, you know what, I think I want to do this again. So when this came up, I got excited.
And what an opportunity against a legend, Julio Cesar Chavez, who we have not seen since 2021. I'm just wondering, Julio, what are your motivations now at this stage of your life and career? Like I said, a bit of a hiatus. Why are you coming back against Uriah Hall?
Oh man, I'm very excited and I'm ready. To be back in boxing is great for me again. So I'm ready to fight. I'm in shape. So I have a big opponent in front of me. So I'm ready to put a performance this Saturday.
Is this the beginning of a comeback for you or a one-off?
Yes, it's the beginning of the comeback.
Okay. And Uriah, just curious, Anderson Silva, who you beat a few years back, beat Julio. I'm wondering if you watched that fight and if you took anything away from that fight.
No, I haven't watched that fight.
You haven't?
No.
It was a great fight.
That's cool.
Any particular reason why you wouldn't watch it?
I don't know. I just didn't watch it.
Your team watched it?
I guess so, yeah. I don't really watch too much. Yeah.
Have you rewatched that fight, Julio?
Oh my God, I never watched again.
Okay, wow. No one's watched it. All right. No one watched that fight. I lied. It sucked.
I watched it.
Who watched it? You watched it.
I watched
it. It was a good fight, right?
Well, I watched it to study Anderson.
That's right.
So Uriah, you should be watching.
Yeah, what's with all this non-watching stuff? H2O should be watching Lucas too.
Bro. I'll be watching everything.
Do you watch Mike's footage?
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
But is there anything you can gain from watching that? Because he's fighting in bare knuckle and not, Queensberry rules.
He had a boxing match in a triangle that I gained a lot of knowledge from. A lot of openings. It's going to be a short night, Ariel.
What did you learn from that?
He's just open for anything I want to throw at him.
That fight was like 3 years ago or so. I feel like you've improved a lot. You've evolved a lot since then. Is that fair?
Yes, thank you. I've been winning since then. That's all I know. I've been victorious. I've been succeeding consistently, and I've been getting better every single day. Put this little twerp in his place. He's new to this game. Welcome. You just got here.
What's your boxing record?
No, I appreciate the work you've done, but what's my professional fighting record? I've got 30 professional fights.
You're 0-1 as a boxer, and you're telling me
That's
welcome
cool.
to this sport.
And I'm going to beat you. Isn't that crazy?
It's going to be a rough
welcoming.
welcoming. It's going to be a rough
But how many pro boxers
welcoming.
you fought, Jake? Those two guys, that guy you hit with the uppercut,
I
who
knocked
the hell
out two
was that
pro
guy?
boxers in the
and
first
then
round.
that other guy, that
this
last
year.
fat guy you
Dumbass.
fought. I'm glad you got your shirt open so everybody can see your fat ass belly. Because
I'm
you're
my
not as
fat,
fat as
happy
the last
self.
guy you knocked out. And you barely knocked him out. The ref stepped in because the guy didn't even know how to defend or punch back. He didn't even throw anything back at you. Don't worry, you're going to get what you've been asking for. The fight to go longer than 1 round. I'm going to give you hell in the first and the second round. Just wait and watch.
2 rounds.
And you're going to
It's
get
gonna be great.
tired. You're going to be grasping for air. I made a new word, grasping. You're going to be grasping for air. But I'm going to be breathing in your ear, Jake, making them noises from the Diddy party.
Oh, my. Could I ask, Jake, how much do you expect to weigh on Saturday?
I'll be like 215.
Okay, this is a 200-pound fight, but I'm just wondering, after you rehydrate, 215. What about you, Mike? Because it's been a talking point going into this fight that he may be a little bit bigger than you.
Well, I get heavier in the night, so I'll be like 198. Depending on how I eat that day, I might weigh in between 194 and 196. That's my weight.
Okay.
I'll be fast as lightning. I'm gonna strike you too.
And you think on Saturday you'll be under 200?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You think that's your advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Skills is what pay the bills. and he has no footwork, no head movement, no defense. He's a great offensive fighter and bare knuckle, but in terms of boxing, he's going to get picked apart very quickly, and it's going to be a short night. Like I said, my predictions are never wrong, so I stand on business every single time. I manifest it into reality. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds. It's going to happen. Put the money on it.
Tougher test, Mike Tyson or Mike Perry?
I mean, both are killers. Both are killers, and both are super, super dangerous. But that's why I wanted to stay active, keep this fight card alive, stay getting experience under the bright lights on my path to world championship. And that's what matters, is getting the experience under the bright lights. And this is a Mike appetizer, Mike warm-up. But they're both killers at the end of the day, and I do have to be sharp. He does have one-punch knockout power that I do have to respect, but other than that, it's going to be easy.
You got beat by Love Island Boy. Love Island Boy beat you up. He ain't no killer, and he beat you up.
I thought he was going to say, what do you think of the outfit, his outfit?
Looks good. He got money.
That's
he know
right.
how to dress and take care of himself. That's good, but I get down and gritty. I'm a dirty motherfucker. Point blank, period. I'm going to get nasty in there.
Bro,
I'm going
you
to
went to
nibble on your
private
ear,
school.
Jake.
You went to private school. What are you saying, bro? You act like you're from the hood.
You
Please
keep
explain
lying to
that,
yourself.
bro.
You're going to find out the truth in
Please
a couple of
explain
days,
that.
buddy. You're going to bleed, Jake.
What do you want him to explain, Jake?
Why he says he's from the hood, but he went to private school. Everyone's confused.
Everybody knows where I'm from, Jake.
No, we don't.
You
We
would
literally
die.
don't.
You would die if you drank the water I drank growing up playing at recess.
Flint, Michigan?
Yeah,
What do
you would
mean? Why are
die.
you bragging about that?
Hell yeah, that shit made me who I am.
Fucking dumb as
Flint
shit.
Town and APK. Yes, you are
It
dumb
made
as
me
shit.
who I am. I'm grasping for air. It made me who I am. Drink the water.
That's what you're gonna sound like. First body shot.
Let's take some questions from
Hey,
the media.
speaking of which, I actually got you something here.
Uh-oh.
Since you are private school Perry, got you this cap and gown. Try that on, brother. You're not from the hood. You went to private school.
I never got to do this. I'm graduating before I beat your ass on Saturday. I never got to do that. Yeah.
Congrats. You didn't graduate?
Nope. I started boxing at the School of Hard Knocks with Christy Martin. It was my first boxing school in the Mike Tyson brought the style of boxing.
You should post your report card from when you were a kid, and that could put an end to all this private school talk.
There's lots of D on there for you, Jake.
You know I like that.
We didn't even plan that. I just laid it up. Let's take some questions from the media. If you guys want to just line up here, we've got Mike and Liz with the shirts, MVP shirts, and
This reminds me of UFC Pittsburgh. I was with Uriah in UFC Pittsburgh a long time ago before I beat up Alex Reyes in, like 40 seconds. I just reminded of that. It just feels great that I'm going to do it again. It's going to be a big full arena of people ready to boo Jake Paul.
I love the necklace, by the way. Can you show it to the crowd? What is that? That's his face, right?
Yes.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, Rocco's Jewelry, New York City. Shot a little foreshadowing for the...
How much does it go for?
Well, with the chain and the pendant, it should be about 40,000.
Wow. And you can only wear that this weekend. You
It
can't
should be
keep wearing it.
about, these are CZ diamonds and that shit fake.
No, they not. Don't play my
Motherfucker
guys.
didn't pay for
Hey,
that
New York
shit.
City got the best jewelry out there. My boy Rocco right there with tracks.
Hey, that shit
NYC.
looks green from over here, bro. Come on.
My shit
Your
nice.
neck turning green, bro. You know
All right,
that's
sir.
fake, right?
If you could just
Come on.
say where you're from.
You can't even deny it. You had the
Introduce
fake Travis Scott's on too. Everything about you's fake. Fake fighter too. You suck at fighting. You suck at dressing. You got a fake chain. You got fake shoes. I'm gonna expose Mike
You got
Perry
a fake
Saturday
career
night.
in boxing, and I'm finna beat your ass.
I am boxing. What the fuck are you talking about? You're dumber
I'm
than
gonna
shit.
take it then.
Nope.
I'm gonna take it from you. This is my chance to show the world what a real fighter can do in boxing. These other guys was long past their prime.
Every
and it's my
single
time.
person before you has said the same thing.
No, they
from the
didn't. You
MMA
said
community.
you do the same promotion every time you fight. You say the
single
same
time
thing.
they sit across from me in these exact same seats and say, "I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna show a real fighter. You
But
haven't
what are
done
the
this.
differences?
This is me. Welcome to the
I'm
sport." Shut the
5-0 in bare
fuck
knuckle
up.
boxing
Literally,
against
shut
former.
the fuck up.
We both beat
Word-
two
your
UFC
words
world
as MMA
champions.
fighters are
We're
fucking
equal,
meaningless.
Jake.
You guys
I'll
are
give
all
you credit.
pussies.
We equal.
Every single MMA
but
fighter is
that's
a
where
fucking
you wrong.
pussy, and you can't box for shit.
You won't give me
And when
any
I try to
credit.
fight y'all in
You
MMA,
trying to
y'all don't
take
do it. Y'all
I'm
don't
gonna
do it.
box your socks off, bitch.
Pussies.
I'm
You
gonna
and
beat the
McGregor,
fuck out
both
of you.
bitches, will never fight me. Fucking pussies.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna fight you.
By the way, would you want to fight him in MMA? You say
Yes,
they don't do
let's go. Let's run it.
it. After this, MMA?
Yeah, after I knock him out on Saturday, let's do it. Let's sign the contract for some MMA. I'll choke you out too.
All right. Okay.
All right,
man.
sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
I have a question for Mike Perry. On Jake Paul's renowned podcast, BS with Jake Paul.
You didn't
that's
introduce
just-
yourself, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Joey from Better Media. Question for Mike Perry. On Jake Paul's renowned podcast, BS with Jake Paul, that dropped today, he mentioned that he was drinking 16 days before the fight at Michael Rubin's white party. How do you feel about that, and does that make you feel like he's not taking this fight seriously?
What was he drinking? Red Bull? Who cares? I don't care. I've drank before, smoked before, bust a nut before fights, sometimes right before walking out, and I still go out and get the dub. I'm a crazy motherfucker, and I'm here to fight. Let's fight about it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Rock Riley, Tampa Free Press. This is for you, Jake. I know yesterday you were telling us that Mike Tyson contacted you and was like a little bit concerned. That is a huge fight in December. Why take this fight now? And did you have to change your training preparing for Tyson and preparing for Mike Perry?
Yeah, this is what I do. I'm here to fight. I'm not in the gym just to be in the gym. I love to put it on the line. I love to take risks. I love to do big events, and I love this. I love every aspect of this, and he's a dangerous man, and we got to keep the date alive, keep things going. I'm on a path to world championship, and I'm not slowing down for anybody. And yeah, Mike Tyson called and was like, hey, what are you doing? Mike Perry's a killer. We could jeopardize everything, the biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career. And that's what makes this such a crazy fight. That's what puts the pressure on me. That's what raises the stakes. And I love that. I come alive in those moments, and he most certainly is not going to be the one to stop me.
Peter Blake, big fight weekend, the Rolex reporter. Thank you, Jake, for being a man of your word after giving the Rolex like you said you would. This question is for you, and also Mike. What's your biggest concern with Mike? And Mike, what's your biggest concern with Jake in this fight?
Yeah, he's unorthodox. That's about it. So the first 30 seconds to a minute, just finding my timing and range, and then the fight's over. That's really about it.
Really, I switch stances sometimes, but I'm really an orthodox fighter, so I don't know how I'm unorthodox.
So
you
that
punch
means
people in the face.
That means like your stance is a regular stance, not southpaw.
I think that one went over your head, Jake.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jake, again.
Gary Cantrell, Bubba the Love Sponge Show. My question is for Jake. On the topic of guys not wanting to fight you, we've interviewed Matt Riddle several times, who says that in his opinion, you're ducking him. How do you respond to that?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, thank you.
He's a former WWE superstar, former UFC fighter, the Super King of Bros.
Sounds like somebody wants a payday.
Scotty Schemmel, Sports Realm, and PBS. So my question is for you, Jake. What was the decision process behind picking Mike Perry? And how do you not try to overlook this fight with Mike Tyson coming in November?
Yeah, staying focused, staying locked in, but really this came about because he has a crazy fan base, and any time I would post an Instagram picture over the last 18 months, one of the top comments would always be, fight Mike Perry, you're scared of Mike Perry. And so I love to prove people wrong and take the fights that no one thinks I'm going to take. And that's really how this all came about when Tyson decided that we need to fight at a later date.
And then one last thing, I'm a Tampa reporter and everyone here loves you. So what's the decision process to come back here second time?
Yeah, man, there's magic in this place. I love fighting in Florida. I love Tampa. The energy when I knocked out Woodley was amazing. It's one of the best moments and favorite nights of my life. So wanted to come back and get another highlight reel KO.
I appreciate it.
While we wait for the next question, I did want to ask Amanda, about a week ago we spoke about this fight, and you told me that you weren't too familiar with Stevie when you got the word that you'd be fighting her. I'm wondering, how familiar are you with her now? Did you watch footage on her before the fight?
No, still the same.
Oh my gosh, I'm 0 for 3 on that question.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is that a mistake, Stevie?
I don't think there's any footage on me anyways.
Well, you have 14 pro fights.
It was all a plan.
You didn't want people to see it, so you could sneak up on them.
Yes.
And get this opportunity and shock the
Absolutely.
world. It's not a bad approach. All right, here we go.
Christian Schneeweiss, Bare Knuckle News. Jake, would you ever fight Mike Perry in Bare Knuckle?
Let's make a bet. Mike Perry, if I win on Saturday night, you have to get a W face tat. But if you win, I'll run it back with you in Bare Knuckle.
Y'all been booing me and clapping for him. Fuck y'all. I ain't getting no more tattoos. I haven't got tatted in like 10 years. I put that one up with God, so fuck your little tattoo bet. I ain't taking none of your fucking bets.
Everybody's tough.
I came here to sign my check and beat your ass, Jake.
Until it's
I'm here
time to
for your
bet.
ass, Jake. I'm here to take your ass, Jake.
Everybody's tough until it's time to bet. That just showed your true confidence right there.
Do you want to counter bet him?
Bruh.
Buffering.
Suck my dick, bitch. How about that?
Present it.
How you doing? Jay Kinda Funny.
Present it.
Jay Kinda Funny.
No balls. Don't tell me to suck your dick, but don't pull it out.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying.
We got another question here from
Muñeño Media Group. I just want to ask Mike Perry, how are you gonna feel when you're laying down on the ground and Jake makes you say,
we're not doing this.
"Shoot, papi,
We're not doing this. We're
Muñeño"?
not doing this. We're not doing this. Don't answer that bullshit. We're not doing that. Every
let
time
this
with this stuff. Why does this happen every time? I don't like it.
Shout out to
we're
the
not,
internet.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter Blake, big fight weekend. This question is for you, Jake. How are you always say skills to pay the bills. How those skills improve with learning under Coach Larry Wade?
Yeah, we got an amazing team. Coach Larry Wade, third, Jayleon Love. It's a team full of world championship level and experience. And this past year has been a different Jake Paul, showing up into the gym, learning in the gym, and I really haven't been able to display my skills because of the first round knockouts, and likely that'll happen again on Saturday, but I really have so many tools in the shed that I'm ready to pull out and to get warmed up as the rounds go on and just display all the new things we've been working on.
And the coach said that the most dangerous version of Jake Paul is after the fight. So what do you get after these first two fights that you've had where you knocked out your opponent in the first round?
I don't know if I understand, like the most dangerous version.
The most dangerous version of the problem child is after the fight because you're able to gain more skills, you've gotten better, you're able to look at those fights. What do you get from them? How do you get better after those two fights?
Yeah, no, that experience under the lights is priceless. And we just come back with each camp and elevate each time. And people, again, haven't seen the fighter that I am. There's no footage that could prepare anyone for what I'm going to do on Saturday.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. Great questions. Was there one more? That's it? All right. Great questions. Thank you very much to everyone. Again, Ticketmaster.com is where you can get your tickets limited available. There's some for as low as $20 right now. Expect it to be a great crowd. It was a great crowd back in December of 2022. Place was electric. And so we're expecting the same type of scene on Saturday. And if you are not in the area, yeah, my man, I love it. Yeah, look at that little guy over there. He's all fired up. And if you are not in Tampa, of course, you could get the pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern on DAZN.com. It's a DAZN pay-per-view exclusively all over the world, and the prelims begin at 7 p.m. Eastern. Once again, we want to thank our good friends over at Celsius.